Okay, so you know how everyone's talking about AI agents? Like it's this huge EE thing, which it is, but it's also already happening. And
Yeah.
it's not just like one day we wake up and boom, there they are. It's more like they're already here multiplying by the minute and we're trying to figure it all out as we go.
Exactly. And I think that's what makes these sources you sent so fascinating. Because we've got this veteran tech investor, Eric Vishria, who's been right about these big shifts for decades. And he's saying, get ready. It's billions of AI agents, not just one super AI.
Which kind of blows your mind, right? Like we're so used to the Hollywood version, one big scary AI, but what if it's more like a million little AIs all doing their own thing?
More than a million, way more. Vishri's talking billions. So like instead of one giant computer brain, it's more like the internet itself, but made up of agents instead of web pages, each one specializing.
So, like, some are amazing at writing code, others are negotiating deals, others are designing
And
products,
they're all connecting, interacting, maybe even competing. It's that whole emergent behavior thing where the whole becomes greater than the sum of its parts.
which I guess is both exciting and kind of terrifying. Like, we have no idea what that world really looks like yet.
And that's where the business model question comes in. Because just like with the early internet, everyone could see the potential was huge EE, but figuring out how to actually make money from it, that took a while.
It's giving me dial-up modem and AOL free trials vibes.
Exactly. And we might be in that phase now with AI agents. We see what they can do. Oh, but how do we go from this explosion of activity to something sustainable?
Especially because right now it seems like every other day there's a new AI model, each one supposedly smarter than the last.
Right? And this YouTube expert you sent, he's all about these AI agents operating in their own marketplace, buying and selling, doing deals on the blockchain. It's wild.
So, like, my AI agent could be out there finding the perfect video editing software while I'm sleeping, and maybe even negotiating a better price than I ever could.
Potentially, yeah.
Uh-huh.
And this is what Vishri is talking about when he says the demand is already there, even if the tech is still evolving. Think about those early search engines. Before Google figured out ads, people were searching like crazy. The need was obvious. But how to turn that into a business, that took some innovation.
So, the big money isn't necessarily in building the smartest AI right now. It's about building the infrastructure that all these AI agents will use to interact and do business.
Exactly. And not just the infrastructure, but the rules, the safeguards, the whole ecosystem. This YouTube guy, he's very bullish on blockchain for this because it could provide that decentralized, transparent platform.
Which makes sense because with billions of these agents running around, you need a way to track everything, make sure it's secure.
And that's where things get really interesting because it's not just startups like Lizard AI playing in this space. Vishria points out that the big players, your Googles, your Microsofts, they're not going to sit this one out.
Oh, for sure. They've got the resources, the data, the whole nine yards. It'll be fascinating to see who comes out on top. Or if maybe it'll be something we haven't even imagined yet.
That's the thing about these inflection points in tech, right?
Yeah.
No one truly knows how it's going to play out, which makes it both exciting and a little unnerving, just like the early days of the internet.
So we've got all these AI agents running around doing deals. But what are they actually buying and selling? Like, do they want stuff?
It's easy to get caught up in that sci-fi image, right? Like, are they going to start demanding little AI houses and cars?
Right. But really, at least for now, it's more about them being our agents,
Right?
acting on our behalf.
Exactly. It's like, think about how much time we spend online, comparing products, reading reviews, trying to find the best deals. AI agents could handle all that for us.
Oh, so instead of me spending hours looking for the best video editing software, my AI agent is out there in the AI marketplace doing it for me.
And potentially doing it better. Because it can analyze huge amounts of data, spot patterns we might miss, and even negotiate with other AI agents to get the best possible price.
That's kind of mind-blowing. It's like having a personal shopper, but for everything. Software, plane tickets, you name it.
And this YouTube expert, he takes it even further. He's talking about blockchain being the backbone of this whole AI marketplace. So all these transactions, they're happening securely, transparently, without the need for traditional intermediaries.
So instead of me giving my credit card info to a million different websites, it's all handled through the blockchain through my AI agent.
Precisely, which could make online transactions way more secure and efficient. Plus, you've got the potential for micropayments, new business models, the whole nine yards.
Okay, now I'm really starting to see the potential here. Like, what if my AI agent could not only buy stuff for me, but also find investors for my next big idea?
It's not that far-fetched. Imagine, your AI agent crafts the perfect pitch, tailored to each investor, then hits up all the right players in the AI marketplace, negotiates terms.
While I'm off, I don't know, actually working on my idea instead of fundraising, that would be incredible.
It's about leveraging AI to handle those tasks that take up so much of our time and energy, freeing us up to focus on what we're actually good at.
Okay, but hold on. Let's get real for a second. How do we make sure these AI agents are actually working in our best interests? Like, what's stopping them from being hijacked, corrupted, all that?
That's where those cognitive architectures we talked about come in. Remember, they're like the operating system for the AI agent, determining how it thinks, how it makes decisions.
So it's like we need to make sure those operating systems are super secure, super ethical from the ground up.
Right. It's not enough to just build a smart AI. We need to build a responsible AI. And that takes a lot of research, a lot of careful thought about the potential consequences of every line of code.
And how do these AI agents from different companies, different developers, how do they even communicate with each other? It's not like they all speak the same language, right?
Right, and that's where standardized protocols and APIs come in. It's like, imagine if every website used a different language browsing, the web would be impossible. So you need those common standards to ensure interoperability.
So it's like a digital United Nations for AI agents, making sure they can all talk to each other, do business without causing chaos.
Exactly. And that's crucial because we don't want this AI landscape to become fragmented with different walled gardens. The real power comes from collaboration, from this open, interconnected ecosystem.
Man, the more we talk about this, the more I realize how complex this all is, but also how incredibly exciting.
It is. It's like we're standing on the edge of this new frontier, and no one knows exactly what we'll find. It's both awe-inspiring and a little intimidating.
Okay, so we've got billions of AI agents, this whole marketplace where they're trading and negotiating. But where do WE fit in as humans? I mean, is there even a place for us in this future?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
So much to think about. But it's not all theory, right? We have real companies building this stuff.
Yeah, Lizard AI is a perfect example. They're not just talking the talk, they're actually creating the platforms for these AI agents to function.
And they seem to be addressing one of the big elephants in the room, which is data privacy.
Huge point, yeah. Lizard emphasizes that their agents can operate locally, so your data stays within your own systems. That's huge for a lot of companies.
For sure, especially with all the concerns around security breaches and all that. You mentioned Vishria. He seems to think that data privacy is going to be key.
Totally. He's saying companies will build entire empires around their AI, and data security is going to be the foundation. Like, you can't have a strong castle on shaky ground, right?
So, okay, let's say I'm sold. I'm a business owner, and I want in on this AI action. What's step one? Do I need to, like, hire a bunch of AI engineers?
That's the thing. Companies like Lizard, they're trying to make AI accessible for everyone. They've got pre-built agents for common tasks like marketing, sales.
So it's kind of like plug-and-play AI.
Sort of, yeah. Obviously, you'll need some customization to integrate it with your systems, but they're trying to make it as user-friendly as possible.
Which makes sense, because otherwise it's just going to be the big guys who can afford to play, right?
Exactly. And Lizard gets that. They've got different pricing models, free trials, subscriptions. They want to democratize AI, not just keep it exclusive.
Which I think is really important. The last thing we need is an even bigger tech divide.
Couldn't agree more.
Okay, so we've covered a ton of ground in this deep dive. We talked about the rise of AI agents, these crazy marketplaces they'll be operating in.
And we looked at how companies like Lizard are making it all a reality. Plus, we touched on the big questions around data privacy, ethics, the whole shebang.
And I think what really struck me is how fast this is all happening. It's not some distant future. It's right here, right now.
It really is. And it makes you wonder, what role will we play in all of this? Will we be shaping this technology, or will it be shaping us?
That's the billion-dollar question, right? And I don't think there's an easy answer. But hopefully, this deep dive gives everyone something to chew on.
Absolutely.
If you're listening, let us know what you think. We'd love to hear your take on all this. And until next time, thanks for joining us for this wild ride into the future of AI.